All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fermi Paradox. We're getting really close to our sort of win state here. We've got three different planets, or three different societies that are at singularity. We've got the Rama Scholar Shrouds over here, our home world for the Rama. And they've just sent off the Rama expansion fleet, which counts towards having a second civilization with singularity. And then we've got the Mega Traveler Scientific Networks as our third. And I feel like the car governments back home are probably going to speed towards success here. But we'll have to see how that goes for everybody. So let's go ahead and give the Taurians a little bit of a boost there. I think let's go and focus in on the car here and see if we can boost them up to singularity. Could we defend ourselves against an alien invasion? Probably not. There we go, a little bit of tech. Not a great digital expert who leaves behind an important legacy. That was my favorite digital expert. Let's see here. Can we let's take a little hit to the amount of the car. So we can gain some synthesis back. Massive hurricane. Tragedy. Let's take a little hit to dystopia there. Plutonium wars causes suffering and despair among the car. New technological age. We're just taking leaps and bounds here. They're in the cyber age now. They have now fused with the Matrix. Alright, so we're like 3 tech levels away from where we'd like to be. I think I'm probably going to go for wisdom since it's A, free, and B will gain me tech. So let's go for that one. Crossing into the realm of AI, Car now have the ability to vastly improve their societies and facilitate communication with faraway beings. However, new technologies present great risks as well, so a little extra wisdom couldn't hurt. Let's go for that. Car can now build vast metroplexes, urbanizing the entire surface of Gillies Sea. So one thing I have noticed about the car that is a little bit disappointing, and I'm not sure if it's just because I see them all the time, but they haven't really changed that much. I mean, maybe, I'm trying to remember if maybe this like paint job on their skin has changed a little bit, but I mean, we've gone through multiple different iterations or multiple different tech levels with them, and the only thing that's changed is when they go out into space, which granted, very cool spacesuit. I'm not going to sneeze at that, but I would like to see a little bit of change in them through the ages. Even just like moving from like a spear in their hand to like a gun or something like that. The Cyber Age technology gives the car access to resources on nearby planets and moons in the Gillies system. Let's see here. Let's go and give them more resources. On Gillies Sea, car eco-engineers establish new resource management methods. Taurian States Development Event. Let's see, the car multitudes were falling apart because deep ore became scarce, and we'll never know about it other than that. They were falling apart, and we'll never know. So reduction on Tabby's star. Okay, so this is our furthest behind Rama tribe. The call of the city planners. The states of the Taurians are urged by city planners to reduce the consumption of resources. If the cult secretaries of Tabby's Star listen to them, the environment of the Taurians can be conserved and the exploitation of radioactive deposits reduced. We are living on this planet as if we had another one to go to. Terry Swearington, American environmental protester. I couldn't agree with you more, Terry. Just eat and eat and eat. Okay, so we could gain resources, but I don't know why we would. We're doing okay. I mean, we've got we've got 58,000 years on us here. The irony of this planet is they're actually doing pretty good in all categories. They've got lots of utopia. Potential casualties are still pretty low. They've got a lot of deposits, and then they've got a lot of people. So I think we're just going to hit the dead end for them, just because I think that we could definitely stock up the synthesis to help somebody else. The Taurians ignore the pleas of the city planners and simply continue consuming the resources of their environment. Let's see, let's take a hit to the people here. A nuclear disaster pollutes an entire land region. The growing residential area expands its influence. I'm going to bump out because I really want to focus in on the car here. Because they're getting so close. Let's get it for another question mark here. They're going up in the conflict in the cyber age. Conflict between two major car multitudes is settled peacefully. Excellent. That's wonderful. Let's lower their... I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. I think actually it's the other car, like the stranded car that I probably need to be careful with. A freak accident destroys a space station orbiting Gilly C along with its car residents. Yikes. Let's go for a question mark. We're gaining some more resources here. Environmental protection measures enacted by car eco engineers restore a land region on Gilly C. Alright, let's gain a little bit more utopia here. New design principles inspire the car to modernize appearance and function of everyday objects. Alright, how's the expansion fleet doing? They've arrived in the Sol system. Alright, they've finally found Earth. A long getaway enterprise ends as the expansion fleet arrives at its destination. The personnel determines that the polar regions of Earth are protected by Arctic ice. They propose starting an interstellar branch there to observe local life forms. So this is interesting because it goes right back to the beginning of the Rama. Tau Ceti is an ice planet. Like, it's so funny because it's like I've been playing this for a number of episodes now, obviously, and I totally forgot that Tau Ceti is a planet of ice, and they're a plant species that moves about on the ice planet. So the fact that they want to settle on the north and south poles is hilarious to me. Let's see here. When he spoke at the sounds and silences of the ice, of the shadowless weather, of the night's darkness, I listened as fascinated as all the rest, my gaze on my friend's dark face, the left hand of darkness. Ooh. All right. Perfect success. I think we should probably go for that. Yeah. Because it'll just set them up right and make sure that they can survive to the next stage. Or not the next stage, but survive so that we can get somebody else to the singularity age and so we can win, because we need one more. The expansion fleet drills down into the Arctic ice of the Earth. Insulated by the snow cover, the Rama flourish and can access resources trapped under the ice. Which is interesting, because that's not where a lot of the humans spend their time. So the resources might still be up there. The Rama begin to make the Sol system their home. Let's go ahead and go for a question mark. The ambitious Rama faction expands its influence in the Sol system. Polar ice branch. Paradigm shift in Sol. Corporate religion. The Sol polar colonists are forming a new belief system, the long getaway enterprise towards their new home, and the transformative first years of the ice branch inspire the Rama to adopt a new faith. All right. I feel like this happened poorly the last time it happened to one of our societies. So we can't go for cultural ascent, but we can go for cultural expansion or cultural descent. But I don't want to do that. Their casualties are so high, and yeah, I don't think that that's worth it, especially for it being one of our singularity societies. A deep adoration of the personnel of the expansion fleet forms into a new religion. The polar colonists established traveler churches all over Earth, worshipping the scholar officer and the long getaway enterprise that brought the Rama here. Okay. Let's see here. Cool. So now okay, so they do look different. So this is funny because like, if we go back, actually, let's look at all the Rama here. So they have like deep red and blue, and they match up with these guys, which of course look different because they're on a moving thing. And these ones look the same, but the ones over here do not, which is totally cool. I love the fact that each one would look different, especially the fact that we've got 4 Rama societies across the galaxy, and that when there should be genetic variation. And they've even got bioluminescence here. Do the other ones have bioluminescence? Yeah, they do. I just never noticed it before because they were blue instead of the green. That's really cool. I'm all down for that. So we got the Mega Traveler churches to go with the Mega Traveler scientific networks. How are the car multitudes doing? Let's go ahead and keep boosting them up here. If an alien civilization does not exist somewhere in the galaxy, it's very likely to be a synthetic one. Or if an alien civilization does exist, it's going to be synthetic. Actually, I should probably focus on these guys just a little bit here, because otherwise they're going to die, because they've got a huge harm potential here. Kind of want to take a little hit to their tech age, just because I think they could take a hit there, and it would help them not... I mean, it would help us with the synthesis. It's not really a matter of helping them particularly. But let's go ahead and make sure they have enough resources to die on. The colonial planners establish a protected land region on Trappist Prime. Let's go for a question mark here. All right, no, resources are going down. Colony decline. Let's bring us up into Utopia a bit. The car author several volumes of the colonization of Trappist Prime. Let's go for another question mark. We're lowering our resources again. Let's go ahead and increase growth. Growing colonial base expands its influence on Trappist Prime. The best thing we could do is raise this and lower this to make them survive. All right, how is the Rama Scholar Shroud doing? No! Nihilistic intelligence explosion. Rama makes self-replicating machines that can improve their own design with each iteration. As time goes on and their processing power increases, the machines deviate from their originally intended function and start forming their own objectives instead. Without Rama-centric ethics, these hyper-advanced beings could soon become the dominant form of intelligence in the Tau study system. I mean, does that mean we get a new species that is robotic? Because that would be interesting. Thus, the first ultra-intelligent machine is the last invention that man needed to ever make, provided that the machine is docile enough to tell us how to keep it under control. Ugh. British mathematicians. Okay. I think we're going to have to end up with minimal survivors here. Jeez, we're going to be at 0.1 billion Rama left. Which is what? 1 million? I think that's what that comes down to. Because we're not... I can't do that. I'm not going to blast them out of existence. It's going to be a huge crawl back to success for them, but I'm not going to lose one of my singularity planets, especially not the home, the Rama. The problem is they've got a high amount of casualties here, and they've lost all their utopia over the years. I don't know what happened. Alright, minimal survivors. Oof. There it goes all the way down. Yikes. Okay. But they're still here. They're still surviving. We just need to make sure that the casualties go down if possible. One of the biological inhabitants of the Tau City system were wiped out quickly by the artificial hyperintelligence before it deleted itself. The traumatized survivors tried to rebuild their shattered civilization and called themselves the Remnant from now on. Remnant Scholar Fragments. Alright, the Tau City system, the Remnants build large numbers of advanced androids. Okay, so they're at an overkill warning here too. But of course, it never gives me help when I need to lower this. Do I want to take... I think I'll take more resources. Memes promoting environmental conservation measures circulate among the remnants of the Tau City system. Let's go for... I think we'll take a little hit to our resources again, though. Okay, we're going down. Our growth is going down here. Self-replicating machines built by the remnants devour all valuable resources in a Tau City system deserted space habitat. Alright, car multitude. Signals from space. Galise is receiving alien signals. Cybernetic sensor implants connected via brain interfaces now let the car pick up radio signals all around them. A strange side effect is that they are able to listen to the last human signal of the human civilization. So wait a minute, they've got cybernetic sensors in their brains? They could just pick up radio signals? Wow. Well, so now they know that the humans died off. Let's see what we do with this. We don't have enough for enthusiasm. I don't really... It seems weird to pick hostility, because this society was so into being open and and connecting. The last human signal is projected directly into the brains of the implant users, and its strange content leads to a wave of psychotic breakdowns among the car. I see. So it's not hostility against the humans. It's hostility against them. I feel like maybe... No, I don't really want them to have hostility. I mean, like, there's no point in worrying about them connecting with the humans. The humans are gone unless they decide to send off something to... I mean, the humans are not there, but the Rama now are, so that would be how they'd connect. I don't know. Let's go for ignorance. We'll just take the middle road there and not do anything. All right. Let's make sure the remnant scholar fragments here. Let's lower the... Finally, let's lower the potential casualties. Conflict between two major remnant scholar fragments is settled peacefully. They mourn the death of a beloved scholar clone. Do we live inside a computer simulation? Why is everyone obsessed with that? Hey, they've got to a new technological age. Can you get there faster? Because we really need to get you to singularity so we can win. Because everybody else is going to die off by the time you get there. Overcoming previous limits of propulsion and engineering, Car are now able to build ships capable of exploring and colonizing their own solar system. So what's our options here? Wisdom? I think we'd probably go for wisdom. It seems weird that advancement would be the one that we'd have to pay for. But I'll take the wisdom, because that will get us closer in technology here. Hey, I just realized. Look, they've changed the look of them here. So they've now got. It's kind of looks like the armor that the ones on the other planet were wearing. They just don't have the enviro suit part. So now that they're at the what is it? The solar age? Yeah, now they're at the solar age. They look different. Yeah, it's exactly the same. It just doesn't have the bubble. Question mark. Utopia went down. I don't like that. Let's go for regular synthesis. On the death of a beloved leader. Mega Traveler Scientific Networks. Growth and Sirius. That's positive. Gene manipulation is increasing the regenerative abilities of traveler flesh. Any tissue damage repairs itself in a short time, and even severe organ failure can be prevented by automatically regrowing replacement organs inside the bodies of the mega travelers, multiplying their lifespan tenfold. Mutating fast-growing cells were once the greatest horror of our creators, but now they transform their biomatter into something more expanding. What is the end of this process? Will they at some point want to become like us, mimic our mind clouds, merge their physical bodies, and unite their entire population into a titanic pool of interconnected flesh? Well, that was a slippery slope right there, if I ever saw one. All right. I feel like, I mean, they're at an overkill warning as well. So, I mean, if we... I don't know if I want to spend the synthesis on it, but going through regular development, we get them more people... So they'd be... I don't know. See, this is the thing. I don't know if more people necessarily combats this. I feel like if we have more people, potential casualties would be at 600 million. So that's more than what I've got here. So I would need to increase the Rama over here in order to combat the potential destruction of this society here. We're all so close, but then there's so many of them that are just teetering on the edge here. Let's see here. Question mark. Let's go for the question mark. Growth went down. Maybe I don't go for the question marks moving forward. Okay, I don't need tech. Let's get more people. More Rama. I guess we'll go for the question mark there. Nope, not good. Resource scarcity is going down. I guess resource scarcity or resources would be our next best option. They sterilized a traveler constructed sterilized a polluted area. Let's take a little hit to the resources again there, just going up and down, but we want to gain that synthesis back. I think we'll take another hit to the resources so that we can gain more synthesis. What's going on? All right, how are the car stranded colonists doing? Reduction. The factions of the car are urged by colonial planners to reduce the consumption of resources. If the leaders of the TRAPPIST system listen to them, the environment of the car can be conserved and the exploitation of planetary resource fields reduced. Okay. Because they're on the brink here too. So we can hit a dead end. So that's the funny thing, is the resource scarcity is actually okay. 25,000 years. It's pretty good. I think I might hit the dead end and gain the synthesis. The car ignore the pleas of the colonial planners and simply continue to eat the resources. I feel like we just had that happen to us. But nevertheless, moving on. Let's go ahead and go back to the car communities, because if we can get them to the next level, that would be supreme. They can now establish permanent solar colonies. The technology allows car to harvest resources from asteroids and faraway planets. Let's take a little hit to the potential casualties here. They construct a powerful new interplanetary warship. In the Galactic system, a major community falls from influence. Alright, how are the traveler churches doing on planet Earth? Sol is out of resources, so they're doing great. They're just thriving here. The mega travelers have used up all available planetary resource fields. That's what you get for going to the planet that has already been strip mined for years and years and years and years. They are no longer able to provide for their sacred bases, and their churches will soon fall apart. The overuse of surface mines has destabilized the environment to the point where the traveler society may not survive this devastating crisis. Ugh. All right, hi Earth. It's been a while. I don't want complete extinction. They're in singularity age, so I think what it comes down to is, do we spend to get the 50%? So this is chance of tyranny, and this is chance of total carnage. I don't know. I'm gonna guess that tyranny has to do with dystopia and hurting that, and carnage has to do with the amount of potential casualties. So I'm gonna go with regress. To survive, the mega travelers have to abandon their sacred bases and form small self-contained communities. The fall of the traveler churches should lead to savagery, or could lead to savagery and oppression. All right, that sounds positive. Tyranny and soul. The mega travelers manage to live without planetary resource fields, but at what cost? Their churches make cruel and atrocious choices to create a new society from the ashes of the travelers' sacred bases. While redistribution is organized by the rule of the sentient gun, many mega travelers may not get any of the new resources. The sentient gun, that's interesting. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on the human face forever. 1984 by George Orwell. Yikes. But they look so pretty. Okay, so I think maybe going for the minimal option. I feel like we've got enough synthesis. That's not a very expensive option here. We'll take a little hit to the potential casualties, a little hit to the utopia. We will also not take as big a hit to the amount of population we've got. Oh, more hit to the utopia and more hit, but we're well into the singularity age, so I don't think a hit to the tech right now would hurt them too much. And the other option would be taking a huge hit to population and potential casualties and dystopia, but this will help with their resources and help them survive overall. So let's go and take the 10 synthesis, because I feel like that's a steal at any price. Rise of tyranny. In the shadows of the disintegrated sacred bases. In the shadows of the disintegrated sacred bases, the mega travelers are able to reuse the resources of their former churches. Inequality, however, rises, and colonial scientists become colonial soldiers, but the stagnating population survives. All right. So growth went down, resources are exhausted in 500 years now, but they're still doing okay. War casualties are really high, dystopia is really down there. So let's try and pull them out of dystopia a little bit. They develop new diagrams for buildings. That would make anybody feel like they're in a utopia. New buildings. A once powerful church falls on Earth. Ooh. I'm going to pull out from that one. I don't think I want to touch them too much. Let's see how the car are doing here. Hey, tech. Let's go for the tech. We could take a little hit to the potential casualties there, so we can gain some synthesis back. Novel class of energy rifles is manufactured by the car. Alright, how are the Turian states doing? Where is this? Oh, this is in Tabis. Okay. Massive supercomputers. Thinking machines supercomputers that can scan the DNA in minutes. The Taurians create massive analog supercomputers. These towering clicking machines are as big as buildings and require thousands of attendants to operate them. I think there's a world market for maybe 5 computers. We've read that before. Alright. Let's see here. So we can do the civilization pillar, which could boost them up. But they're in the nuclear age. They're right in the middle here. I don't think I want to spend money on them boosting up. I think I might actually take the dead end just to gain the synthesis for survival of one of the other societies. I think I'm going to do that because they're definitely like the lowest of the entire system as far as tech age, as far as making sure that the rest of them survive. So I'm going to go for the dead end.